'Tis the season to be buried in crap you bought online. The leftovers from your Cyber Monday haul, that sweater you bought your girlfriend without asking her size first, you idiot, and all the crap your relatives bought you on Amazon that you just have to send right back to Jeff. But hey, no problem. All that stuff came with those two little words, free returns. It's like you never bought it at all. You just slap on the label, ship it back, and never think about it again. It's a nice idea, isn't it? A comforting, seductive idea that makes it ever so easy to buy. But unfortunately, it's nothing but a lie. And in this video, I'm gonna show why so-called free returns actually cost you and everyone else a lot more than you think. But before we get into it, I want to thank everyone who supports this channel on Patreon. Your donations make these videos possible and allow me to pay my crew with the best holiday gift of all, cash. So if you want to chip in, head to patreon.com/Adam Conover. I also want to thank our data partner, usafacts.org, for providing so many of the statistics we used in this video. If you want to learn the real facts about America, head to usafacts.org. And finally, I'd like to remind you, I'm a touring stand-up comedian, so if you want to see me soon, I'll be in Arlington, Virginia, Brea, California, Portland, Maine, Boston, Philly, New York, Chicago, Nashville, and Atlanta. Head to adamconover.net for tickets and tour dates. So Americans spend nearly $1 trillion online shopping every year. According to USA Facts, nearly a fifth of all holiday spending is done online. And since the pandemic lockdown, online sales have jumped 37%. But you know, we weren't always so fast to smash that buy button. At the dawn of the internet age, most people thought buying low-rise cargo shorts from the same internet you got your porn and cat videos from was weird and kinda dumb. That's because, unlike at a brick-and-mortar retailer, you couldn't try anything on before you bought it. Instead, you had to pay to ship those shorts to your house, then pay again to ship them back when it turned out you didn't have the hips for them. Okay, the early 2000s were a bad time for all of us, all right? But all of that changed when a visionary businessman named Tony Hsieh founded a site called Zappos. Zappos revolutionized online shopping by offering free shipping and free returns for up to a year after purchase. They even encouraged customers to order multiple sizes and styles to try on at home and then ship back what they didn't like. And this idea was so wildly popular, even Amazon couldn't compete. So instead of competing, Jeff Bezos did what he does best. He eliminated the competition and bought Zappos for $1.2 billion. Mamma mia, that's a lot of Uggs. Today, free shipping and free returns are so ubiquitous, most people won't even consider buying from an online retailer that doesn't offer them. We don't just expect it, we demand it. I'm not paying $5.99 to have an ugly sweater rushed to my house. Either they do it for free or I'm going to the Christmas party naked. The psychological pull of free shipping is so powerful that according to one expert, we're actually willing to pay more than the shipping cost to avoid it. Giving free shipping actually does more to motivate us to click buy than a 20% discount would. The promise of free shipping and free returns is so powerful, so intoxicating to us that we don't even notice that the entire concept makes no fucking sense. Because there's no such thing as free shipping. You think the UPS lady is hauling around boxes of your underwear out of the goodness of her heart? No, somebody is paying for it, and it sure as shit ain't Jeff. It's you. Since we're willing to overpay for free shipping, the companies are free to just jack up their prices to cover it. When Etsy started promoting free shipping, they literally instructed their vendors just to raise their prices to hide the cost of shipping. And hundreds of millions of people pay Amazon $10 a month just to get shipping for free. And what if you're a small company that can't afford to raise your prices without losing business to the big boys? Well, then you can either eat the cost of free shipping or get eaten by a bigger competitor. So that means our expectation of free shipping actually helps monopolists like Amazon squeeze out the competition. But as bad as free shipping is, free returns are even worse. So-called free returns are one of the most deceptive, destructive, and wasteful lies in the American economy, and none of us even notice because we're all hooked on them. You know, back in the brick and mortar 1900s, when JCPenney first introduced the concept of retail returns, people returned just 2% of what they bought. But today, at some retailers, we're returning literally 40% of what we buy. But you know what? you already know that because you do this. So do I. We're all doing it. It's completely accepted now to buy multiple sizes or colors of an item to try on at home and then return whatever we don't like. Hell, a lot of people even wear the clothes out to an event and then return them anyway. Yeah, why would I keep my Barbenheimer costume? I'll just return it and then someone else can wear it to Barbenheimer next year. Now, for most of us, this feels like a victimless crime, or a crime where the victim f***ing deserves it. You slap that return label on and think, "F*** you, Jeff, eat my costs, motherfucker." But the real victim of free returns isn't the billionaires. They're the ones profiting off of it. It's everybody else. It's us who's getting hurt. Because the truth is, free returns aren't just not free, they're almost never returned at all. Like, okay, what do you think happens when you return an online order? Do you think someone at the warehouse opens your box, takes out the crumpled corduroys you jammed in there, folds them up neatly, and resells them to a nice farm family upstate? Oh, bless your heart, but ain't nobody doing that shit. The dirty little secret of online shopping is that in most cases, your return is thrown right in the fucking trash. That's right. You try on a t-shirt for 10 seconds and capitalism turns it into a used tissue. According to a recent expose in the New Yorker, a minimal amount of returned items ever make it back to shelves. In fact, when you slap that return label on your package, it's probably not even going to the company you bought it from. Instead, returned items are sent to third-party liquidation companies. Best case scenario, that Black Friday purchase you regret buying ends up here, getting auctioned off on a pallet with a ton of other junk no one wants for pennies on the dollar like it's some dead guy's unit on Storage Wars. Hey, want to buy 110 pounds of used shoes? That'll be just $500. How about 1,800 salvage tubes of lip gloss and eyeliner? Ooh, comes with a free case of pink eye. Your return doesn't go back on the shelf. It ends up as the flotsam of capitalism, drifting around this shadow market of resellers who bid on pallets of our disused crap, sight unseen, in hopes they can unload some of it on eBay before they dump the rest of it in the landfill. And that's if you're lucky. Because according to these resellers, the one item category whose returns are almost impossible to resell is clothing. The owner of one of these return warehouses says that fashion trends change so quickly, apparel is almost like vegetables. It literally goes bad before it can be resold. There simply isn't a market out there for that on-trend micro mini that touched your thighs for 5 seconds. To the fashion industry, it's moldier than a month-old mango. Now, I know what you're thinking. If the clothes are still wearable, well, instead of throwing them away, why don't they just donate them? They could give them to some poor unclothed person who's just dying for a fresh summer look, right? Wrong. The truth is, the fashion industry produces so many clothes, there literally are not enough people on Earth to wear them all. Americans throw out 34 billion pounds of textiles annually. That's about 100 pounds of clothes per person. That means each year we are each throwing out the weight in clothes of a 12-year-old child. So newsflash, the poor little children of the world don't need any more of our shit. They got it already. They're already bundled up in H&M polos like Ralphie in A Christmas Story. The fashion industry is so wasteful that brands like Burberry, Nike, and Urban Outfitters literally light their clothes on fire rather than trying to resell them. And in the Atacama Desert in Chile, there's a pile of discarded clothes so big you can see it from space. So yeah, when you return clothing, you might as well address the package to the fucking landfill. And you know what? That's not just an environmental disaster, it's a human tragedy as well. Because I want to remind you that every single clothing item you buy, whether it's from Versace or Amazon or Shein, is sewn by human hands. In some cases, child human hands. And then to get it to you within that 2-day free shipping delivery window, it's packaged and shipped by workers who have to work so hard and fast that their bathroom break is an empty Dasani bottle. Then you get it, try it on for 5 seconds, realize you look like shit, put it back in the box, and ship it straight to the dump. And so many of us are doing this that the number of returns in US landfills has literally doubled since 2019. I mean, imagine if the companies were honest about what was actually happening. Imagine if instead of free returns, the website said, if you don't like it, we'll throw it in the trash for you because it is not but a piece of worthless garbage. Would you really click the buy button on that shit? I don't think you would. Because we all know that this kind of waste is a sin. We know you shouldn't throw out clothes just because you tried them on one time. If there was an incinerator next to the dressing room at Old Navy, you'd be horrified. But the words free returns are designed to trick you into accepting it. I mean, it sounds so wholesome, doesn't it? Reduce, reuse, recycle, return. Almost sounds like you're saving the planet. And these companies have used those friendly sounding words to disguise a system built on unthinkable amounts of waste and exploitation. And we bought it just because it saves us the trouble of driving to Sears to buy pants. Now look, I'm going to be honest here. I'm as deep into this bullshit as you are. The corporations are the ones who created the system we live under, and they're the ones profiting off of it. So I'm not going to sit here in this room full of shit I bought online, wag my finger at you, and tell you that you're the biggest problem. But I'm also not going to tell you that you don't have power, because you do. This lie of free returns was designed to separate you from your money, but once you see through it, your actions can help dismantle it, or at least avoid contributing to it. For instance, you could buy clothes in person so that you can, try them on in the damn store. That way you'll know you like them. Hell, you might even like them more because you picked them out yourself. And you can get a big mall pretzel on the way out. Does Amazon have a dipping sauce station by the checkout? I don't think so. Now, I know there's a lot of folks out there who have to shop online, but if that's you, you can get accurate measurements taken so that you get the right size the first time. And you could buy from smaller retailers that have less wasteful business practices. Or best of all, you could start buying secondhand. Not only do you save money, you're also removing something from the waste stream and growing the market for secondhand clothes. Some brands are even starting to set up their own official secondhand stores, which, doesn't make up for causing the fucking problem to begin with. But hey, at least it's a better option when you just need to buy a pair of pants. Hell, last week I needed a new pair of exercise shorts, so instead of paying full retail for a scrap of nylon I'm just gonna bust through in 3 months, I got myself a pair of used Lululemons on eBay. That's right, these shorts have held twice the butts for half the price, and that's bootylicious. Plus, this way Mr. Lemon doesn't get any of my money, which is good because he's famously an asshole. And for all you real communists out there, you can cut out the capitalists entirely and organize a clothing swap in your neighborhood. Nothing builds community like being elbow deep in your neighbor's gently loved bras. Now look, I'm not saying never buy anything new, okay? Sometimes you have no other options, and sometimes daddy's just gotta get himself a treat. But this holiday season, if you can liberate your shopping habits from the consumerist con of free shipping and free returns, you can give the rest of us a world that's just a little bit less wasteful than it was yesterday. And that's a gift you won't want to send back. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon, especially those who support us at the $15 a month level. Here are all of their names. Thanks so much. You're giving me the greatest holiday gift of all. If you like stand-up, just a reminder, come see me in Arlington, Virginia, Brea, California, Portland, Maine, Boston, Philly, New York, Chicago, Nashville, and Atlanta. Head to adamconover.net for tickets and tour dates. I do a meet and greet after every show. Would love to see you there, and I'll see you very soon on this channel with the next video.